Good morning, guys. What's going on? We're on our way to Nashville, Tennessee. Actually, we're right outside of Nashville. I think we're going into Murfreesboro right now. Not going to be able to do too much looking into the camera. We're going about 75, which is good for me because normally I'm doing about 85, 90, which is way too fast. But anyway, with that said, guys, I want to talk to you this morning, just for a few minutes, about persistence. Because everything I've been talking about is about getting the head right, because I'm a firm believer, get the head right and the body will follow. Also, the dynamics of being successful is the inner game and the outer game, and that's something I mentioned on some of the earlier videos. You got to work on the inner game and the outer game. You know, there's no such thing as get rich quick. If somebody tells you, come to you about some kind of get rich quick, man, it's probably they're probably misleading you, or it's untrue, unintentionally untrue, or they're intentionally misleading you. But with that said, with any kind of business, you know, when I first started our first restaurant, I thought, man, I want to get rich. You know, I think there were some days we made $45 a day, $77 a day, $500 a day. Still a far cry from being rich. And then, you know, we kind of grew too fast, and that's a whole nother story, a whole nother talk all by itself. But then we opened up a second restaurant. Actually, we expanded that first one, and then we moved to a second one. And then while we had the second one, we moved to a third one. So we had two of them going at one time. But I said that to say, still, there's no such thing as get rich quick. It's a lot of work. It was hard work, you know. Actually, we stepped away from the restaurant business, and now we do full-time catering. We have such a great opportunity, a unique situation, because we only really work a couple of days a week, and we have a team of people. So when Stephanie and I travel, which we do that often now, Vegas, Miami, Cancun, even weekend trips like going over to Nashville. With that said, guys, we have a pretty good situation now, but it hadn't always been that way. And if I can look back on my life and say one thing, what have I been pretty consistent with? I've been pretty consistent with being persistent, pushing through. So when I had the restaurant, I pushed. Sometimes I pushed too hard, you know? And even with the catering business, you know, sometimes I push. But I believe you have to be persistent to get things done, you know, and not just in other people. I think you have to lead by example. So when people see that you're motivated to get it done, that you're going to do it with or without them, then you're able to lead people or find those people or attract those people who want to do the exact same thing. So what I'm saying is that, you know, look at your life. Look at your life. I'm looking for a certain word. I can't think of it. But look at your life and see what things in your life are you being persistent about. Now, here's the flip side. You can be persistent in bad things. You persistently and consistently keep making a wrong decision. You know, you keep, hypothetically, if you're buying lottery tickets. I used to buy some lottery tickets back in the days, and I feel like the Lord told me, hey, if you invest that money in people, what he said, if you invest that money in me, then I'll pay you what a lottery ticket couldn't pay you. And from that day on, and it's been I want to say it's been almost over a year now, I haven't bought a lottery ticket. I don't, you know, and I'm not knocking it if you're doing it. I'm just saying, you know, where I may not buy a lottery ticket, I probably buy some sugar or something like that, which, you know, is not good either. You know, a lot of people are addicted to sugar. I think I probably have a little addiction going on myself. But anyway, so I'm not knocking that. What I am saying is, you know, are you persistently making good decisions, or are you persistently making bad decisions? And, you know, something that we tell our kids a lot is make good decisions. Make good decisions, because if you make good decisions, you can build off of those good decisions. But if you're making bad decisions, be it in money, be it in relationships, be it in your everyday living, guys, it's gonna produce. You're planting those seeds, it's gonna produce. So I guess what I'm talking about is that you got to get the head right, and part of getting the head right is being persistent. Find something that's worth being persistent about, something that you're willing to give your all to. You know, me and Stephanie and I, We have a couple of businesses, and we like to think that we give 100% in both of them. Now, the reality of it is we probably don't give 100% all the time in both of them, but we consistently are pushing forward. So take an inspection of what you're doing in your life and say, hey, am I pushing forward? Am I being persistent? Or am I just living day to day, just living life, not really going anywhere? Just a ship in the ocean, and where the wind takes you is where it goes. Man, if that's what you're doing, people aren't going to follow that. People are looking for something to believe in. Everybody's looking for something to believe in. But first, you got to believe in yourself, and you got to be persistent in your day-to-day goals, in your day-to-day activities, and in your day-to-day decision makings. You got to be persistent, because obstacles are going to come up. Things are going to come your way. Distractions, too much Facebook. I'm a big believer in people spend way too much time on Facebook. Everybody on Facebook is not your friend. Trust me. Some people go through their news feed looking for negative stuff on somebody. That's crazy. Guys, they aren't friends. And people that aren't friends, keep them at a distance. That's a whole nother story. But be persistent. Find something worth being persistent about. Go after it. And you'll be surprised if you're persistent and you're consistent. That thing that you're striving and going after will come to pass. I'm a firm believer in that. Have a good one, guys.